Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to my Florals series. In these videos, I am showing you 23 different tangle patterns that are all botanicals, florals, leafy patterns, and anything you would find in a garden. So we are using the Zentangle method of drawing, but we are using tangle patterns from artists all over the world. Most of them are non-representational, which means it's something that looks botanical or floral but isn't exactly a type of flower. And then some of them are meant to look like a specific flower. Okay, I've got my little sketchbook here where I'm doing my practices and my labeling of the tangles and the artists. I've got a micron pen. This one is a PN, plastic nib pen, my kneaded eraser, graphite pencil, and a blending tool. And then I am drawing my florals on these 3.5-inch by 3.5-inch tiles by Zentangle. And then I'm putting all of mine together to make a really cool garden. Okay, let's get started. So we are on day, I think the 14, let's see, or maybe 15. We're on day 15. Okay, so I'm going to put 15 right here. All right, I am excited about this one. This one is, I'm going to write it first, and then I'm going to try to pronounce it. So I'm not sure if this is Bicorn or Bichorn. I think it's Bicorn. But if you know the exact pronunciation, I would love for you to tell me. And then this was created by Isabel Gil. Okay? All right. So this one is so beautiful. All of these have been so beautiful, but I really like this one a lot. So we're going to begin with a flux pattern, which is a teardrop shape. And I'm going to come down a little bit from my words. So just like that, or a little more straight, or a little more curvy. So basically any one of those will work. After you make that initial little shape, then you're going to put in a little strand that goes to the left and one that goes to the right. After that, we're going to add a circle down underneath. And then smaller circles, like a medium and then a small one, and then a medium and a small one on that side. And I like to ink in those little teeny tiny areas that are left over. Okay, so now we're going to come up here to where we made this little fold or this little seed pattern. And we're going to come down and sort of aura this petal. And then we're going to tuck in right underneath that end circle. So same thing over here. I go right where that little piece starts and come down underneath that first circle. Then we add a couple little sprigs up here with some little toppers. And then the stem, and I'm going to do the stem in pencil first because down the stem you can put some little circles. You could put a couple, like a little clump of circles, and then like that. It's beautiful. I love this one. And I feel like it's very different than other ones that we've done, which I'm really trying to choose ones that have just kind of a unique personality or a different style. And yeah, just trying to keep you learning, keep you on your toes. Okay, so that is how we create bicorn. So if we did it on here, a variation would be you could put a little dark circle on the ends. Your little pieces coming off here could be dark circles. You would still put in the large circle and then the smaller ones. So cute. And you could always add some little things inside there as well. Okay? All right, let's add this to our garden. All right, so I'm going to show you what my garden's looking like. So I am putting mine on these 3.5-inch tiles. I am taping them on the back. So they are all taped together. And these are the first 14 days. I love it. And I love the variation in large petals or things that have a little more details. These ones are very delicate. Big petals here, leafy petals here. I just love the variation. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way down here to this one. And I've already added on the next tile because I want to put in a boulder builder right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw this pattern. And then if you want to stick around while we add in that boulder builder, you can. Okay, so let's start making these. If you want to map it out with your pencil and kind of pick a few places, you can. I think I'm just going to start drawing some and see how it goes. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so we're doing that like teardrop pattern first. And if you want to tip yours a little bit so they're kind of angling a different way, you can. I think I'm going to start my first one just straight up and down like this, just nice and basic. And then we put in a little curve off of this side and a little curve off to that side. Put in some lines, and I'm going to put in just some little clear circles. And I'm going to let one of these go right up over our frame. Underneath, we put the larger circle and then the smaller circles. Ink in any little crevices that you have. Medium circle, smaller circle. Then we come down from this little point up here and tuck in under that first one. Come down, tuck in. It's so pretty. All right, I'm not going to do the stem quite yet. I'm going to put another one in over here, and this time I am going to turn it a little bit. I'm going to try to make it a little more like curvy. And I'm going to make my top things have that same little teardrop shape. You don't have to. Put in the circles, medium, small. I love these. All right, I'm going to take my pencil and put in the stems. I'm going to have this one kind of curve this way, and then this one's going to come off of that. So I want to put a circle where they meet. And then I just want to add a couple more around the stem. Then I can add in that line. Like that. And again, I want you to notice, as I've done in other videos, like these look pretty flat right now, and they will look amazing when we add some shading. Okay, so one thing that she does is she adds little, like little mini bicorns that are just this inner part. So she just puts in, I'm going to do one right here. She just puts in this cute little teardrop shape with these little ends and puts it down. I probably could have added a little circle there, but isn't that cute? I'll do another one here. I will put the circle before I forget. I love that. Okay, I'm going to do some shading and then, no, before I shade, I want to show you an embellishment. I'm going to do an embellishment, then I will shade, and then I'm going to add in the little boulder builder. And then if you have room and you want to add one more of these cute little flowers, we can. Okay, so let's do our embellishment. So I'm going to grab my book. And in this book, I have on one of the first pages, I just made a fun little page called embellishments, and I'm adding little things that we can add to our garden. So this is actually a tangle called Fairy Bee, and it is by Patricia Aragon CZT. So some of these don't really have names, and then some of them are actually little patterns that people created. Okay, so this fairy bee is just super cute and I love it. We're going to do a circle. And then we put in 2 long wings. It's kind of like a dragonfly, but the dragonfly would have wings on both sides. Okay, now this is the fun part. We're going to take our pen and we're going to flick down 2 times for the legs. I love those little flicks. And then she does 2 more that way. And then 2 little ones up here for antenna. And that's it. It's so, so cute. And I feel like every time I make it, it just turns out a little bit different. So cute. And if you want, you could add some darkening in here. That's kind of a cute little detail. You could always add little patterns in there, but I just love that one and I wanted to add it to our garden. Fairy bee. Okay, I'm going to do one up here. So I'm going to do its little head, wings, and then that flick you push down kind of hard and then you lift your pen as you pull out or as you pull away. Adorable. I'm going to do another one down here, facing the other way. And then you can go back and add more of these little guys. I love it. Okay, that's all I'm going to add for right now. Let's do some shading and then we'll do a boulder builder. Okay, so I grab my graphite pencil, which is just a number 2 pencil. And to shade these, we're going to put in some graphite above that smallest circle on both sides. And then we're going to put some at the top of this middle part. Take my blending tool. I'm going to push that up and away from that center. Look how beautiful it is. And then we're going to take this and come down a little. Oh, I love that. And then I'm just going to add a little bit in each of these. And then a little on the side of that larger circle. Okay, I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to put a little bit right here above that circle and a little bit on this side and then some in the center. Push that up and away, and this one up and away, and then this one down. My blending tool already has some graphite on it, so I'm going to add some into these and add some on the side of that. On these little single ones, I'm going to put some on the top and a tiny bit on the bottom. Look at how that makes those look a little bit rounder, a little bit thicker. Beautiful. And on these little fairy bees, I'm just going to put some in that little V-shape part of their wings. Push that out and away. Oh, those are so cute. Oh, I love that so much. I also love that this has these little circles, these little orbs, and it matches what we have going on here, and it matches what we have going on in that plant. So I kind of like how those are similar. All right, let's put in a boulder builder. So boulder builder is, let's go back. Here's one here. And at the beginning of our garden, we did a little partial wall. You do not have to add one to this next part. I just kind of like that this looks like sort of an abandoned garden or an old garden with broken walls and old stones. And that's just kind of the look that I'm enjoying. So I'm going to put one in here. And I make mine about the width of my pinky. Just kind of sketch out where I want it. And then I'm going to make one leaning just because I think that would look kind of cool. And I'll just have to make sure that our next tangle can come up and around this or maybe wrap around it. We'll see. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. If you would rather just do the one or you want to put a tall one, another small one, whatever you want to do, this is your garden. Okay, grab my pen. And I like to round my edges. So I'm just going to come right across here, round it, round it, round and round. And same thing on this one. And then I like to thicken these lines and also sort of give them this little bit of a rough look. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little. So our background noise tonight is my son showering. So if you hear that funny sound in the background, that's what that is. Like every night I have a different sound in the background. Okay, after I add that thickening, I'm going to add a couple of little cracks. And I do it really lightly with my pen. But I love that look. All right, hopefully my pen is dry enough. I'm going to get rid of some of this graphite. Looks like I smudged a little bit. That's okay. And then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to add a little rectangle. And I'm going to soften that. I haven't really learned the best way to shade these. I'm sure there's a much better way, but I just like adding this little bit of darkening because I think these would probably be dirty. They'd probably have some little rough edges. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then tomorrow after we add our next tangle, then we'll add some grass and we'll kind of put some grass pieces coming up over those. And there we go. I hope that you loved that one. And with those embellishments, like the little fairy bee and the one we did, I think it was called Bead a couple of days ago, and the ladybugs, you can go back and add those anywhere in your garden. I think on the last day that I do this, I'm going to go back and add some more embellishments. So I'm adding some as we go, and then I'll go back and add a few more. So thank you so much for joining me today. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.